Ladies and gentlemen, hear me clearly, not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. I did not come with opinion, emotion, or speculation. I came with instruction and revelation. God said something big is coming, and heaven has already placed a timestamp on it. December 26, 27, and 28, 2025 are not random days. They are strategically marked on heaven's calendar. These are appointed times, divinely scheduled moments when God interrupts the ordinary to introduce the extraordinary. These will not be normal days because normal cannot contain what God is about to release. The Spirit of the Lord says, I am initiating a divine shift, a shift in authority, a shift in position, a shift in outcomes. What has felt stagnant, delayed, or resisted is about to experience movement without effort. What you struggled to push for years will suddenly be pulled by grace. This is not because you became stronger, but because God has decided the time is now. These days are loaded with divine intent. Heaven is not asking permission. God is overriding systems, dismantling cycles, and reordering priorities. Old limitations are expiring. Old labels are being revoked. Old narratives are being rewritten. I hear the Lord saying, I am about to do in days what could not be done in decades. This is supernatural acceleration. This is divine intervention. This is heaven stepping into human affairs. Do not underestimate these days. Do not treat them casually, because when God marks a moment, everything connected to your future responds. Some doors will close without explanation. Others will open without resistance. And both are acts of mercy. These days will expose what is aligned and what is not. They will reveal who is prepared and who is merely present. Because elevation does not come by association, it comes by positioning. I declare that those who are spiritually alert will recognize the shift immediately. You will feel it. You will sense it. You will know something has changed, even before you see it. Hear this prophetic warning and promise at the same time. If you miss the significance of the moment, you will misunderstand the magnitude of the miracle. These will not be normal days, because God Himself is stepping in. I need you to understand this next truth, because it will redefine how you interpret your past and approach your future. Delay was not denial. It was divine timing. The Spirit of the Lord declares, what appeared stuck was simply being secured. God was not withholding from you. He was protecting the outcome. Some things could not manifest earlier because you were not yet prepared to sustain them. But now, the season of preparation is ending, and the season of suddenly is beginning. I hear heaven announcing a transition point. You are moving from waiting to witnessing, from petitioning to possessing, from hoping to happening. Suddenly means without warning. Suddenly means without resistance. Suddenly means without explanation. What logic could not resolve, God will override. What systems delayed, favor will bypass. What people denied, heaven will release. You must understand this. Suddenly does not announce itself before it arrives. If you wait until everything looks right, you will miss the moment. Faith must be active before manifestation appears. The Lord says, I am collapsing timelines. What you thought would take 5 years will happen in months. What you thought would take months will happen in days. And what you thought would never happen will happen suddenly. But hear this clearly. Suddenly is triggered by alignment. When your obedience meets God's timing, acceleration is inevitable. Heaven is responding not to desperation, but to discipline, not to emotion, but to precision. Some of you are about to receive phone calls you did not initiate, invitations you did not request, opportunities you did not apply for, because suddenly is not earned, it is authorized. I decree that the spirit of delay is breaking now. Cycles of postponement are ending. Repeated setbacks are being terminated. The resistance you felt was not because you were wrong, but because you were close. Hear this prophetic declaration. What has been held back is being released all at once. When suddenly happens, there is no gradual transition. One day you are overlooked, the next day you are summoned. One day you are questioned, the next day you are consulted. One day you are surviving, the next day you are stewarding abundance. Do not panic when things move fast. Do not second guess when doors open quickly. Do not retreat when God accelerates the process. Because this is not chaos. This is divine suddenly. And December 26, 27, and 28 are carriers of that suddenly. Prepare yourself, because speed is about to replace struggle. Before God elevates a person, He isolates a pattern. Elevation is never random. It is selective. And in this season, God is not just lifting people up. He is filtering who can go with them. The Spirit of the Lord says, I am separating you from what is familiar so I can connect you to what is fruitful. Not everything you are leaving is evil. Some things are simply expired. What once served your growth can no longer sustain your future. Understand this. Separation is not rejection, it is protection. God is removing distractions that drain your discernment, relationships that dilute your authority, and environments that cap your capacity. If you try to carry everything forward, you will forfeit the weight of the next level. In seasons of elevation, access changes. Conversations change. Circles change. Expectations change. You cannot demand new dimensions while insisting on old permissions. Some of you are feeling uncomfortable, misunderstood, even lonely, not because something is wrong, but because God is narrowing your focus. Elevation requires clarity, and clarity requires distance. I hear the Lord saying, I am exposing misalignments. What no longer fits will start to irritate you. What once energized you will start to exhaust you. What you tolerated before will now disturb your spirit. That discomfort is confirmation, not confusion. Let me be clear. Not everyone who celebrated your past is qualified for your future. Some people are assigned to seasons, not destinies. If God is shifting your altitude, He must also shift your associations, because wrong alignment can sabotage right elevation. This is a season of divine distinction. Those who are prepared will be recognized. Those who are aligned will be accelerated. Those who are disciplined will be trusted with influence. Do not resist the pruning. Do not negotiate with the release. Do not grieve what God has already finished. Because what God is separating you from cannot follow you where He is taking you. I decree this: you will not be delayed by emotional attachments, misplaced loyalty, or expired assignments. God is positioning you for visibility, responsibility, and authority. Elevation is coming, but first comes separation. And those who honor the process will carry the promise. When God releases favor, it does not negotiate with precedent. Favor is not fair. It is intentional. And in this season, the favor coming upon your life will be unusual, unmistakable, and undeniable. The Spirit of the Lord declares, I am placing my hand on outcomes. That means doors will open that credentials alone could not unlock. Policies will bend. Resistance will dissolve. Systems that once ignored you will now respond to you. This is supernatural acceleration, when God places His grace on your effort and causes maximum results with minimal friction. What required strain before will now respond with ease. This is not because the opposition disappeared, but because authority increased. I hear heaven saying, I am giving you favor in rooms you have never entered and influence among people you have never impressed. You will be called into conversations you were never part of. Your name will surface in decisions you were not present for. Favor will speak on your behalf when you are silent. But understand this, favor follows alignment. Favor is attracted to discipline, integrity, and obedience. God is not endorsing shortcuts. He is rewarding precision. This is why preparation matters. When acceleration comes, you must have the capacity to sustain the speed. Some of you are about to experience sudden visibility, sudden promotion, sudden access, sudden expansion. And I caution you, do not apologize for what God is accelerating. Do not minimize what heaven is multiplying. Favor is not arrogance when God authorizes it. I declare that delays are being replaced with divine speed. Applications will be approved faster. Decisions will be made quicker. Progress will be noticeable. What used to take multiple confirmations will now require one instruction from God. Hear this prophetic truth. When favor arrives, explanation is unnecessary. People may not understand why you were chosen, but they will recognize that you were. This is the season where grace overrides grind, where wisdom outpaces effort, where obedience outruns struggle. And December 26, 27, and 28 are days where acceleration is activated. Prepare yourself, because when God accelerates, there is no return to normal. This season is not about what you feel. It is about what you authorize. God is activating spiritual authority, and authority is not passive. Authority speaks, commands, decrees, and enforces what heaven has already established.